elevation and projection is the same. Where you pull your layers, then that's what's gonna determine how you cut, if the cut is correct. So you can start from the front, you can start from the back, you can section it off like this, like the lady did in the video. Like I said, this is not how I section, because it's a lot of sections. And so you're gonna need a thicker section toward the center, because it's gonna work for both sides. Everything else will be like in a semi-4 sections. And I'll turn her once I finish doing this. Guys, you don't need to set up your mannequins right now. I want to that we'll be able to take some guide to put on both sides. And then in the back, they waited to put their section in the back, but I'm gonna go ahead and part out my center section in the back. Turn her so everybody can see. Now we're not gonna spend a lot of time trying to make sure that part is straight, it's completely centered, this and that. You wanna get it balanced and move on. As long as you're following your guide, your cut will be even. Just because a part is not straight does not throw your haircut off. It's if your elevation or projection is not held in the proper position, that's when your haircut will be off balance. So these are our sections we're gonna start with. And we're gonna start our length here in the front. I'm starting with her damp, so I'm gonna make sure she's damp the entire time. She don't need to be soaked, dripping wet. I just kind of spray more than I need, so I don't have to stop, spray each section, stop, spray each section. So I kind of try to spray as much as I can. You can clip it to your client's cape, or you can sit it on your station, but this, you're not gonna look like this. They're not gonna be in the pockets of your smocks or nothing. Because once you take your smock home and wash it, pull them pockets out and see what's still in them. It's always gunk and junk in those pockets. So we can't put that on our client's head. So I want to make sure I take enough hair so that I can actually see my guide. So it's a little bit more than a ½ inch, not quite an inch. And this is where I'm gonna determine what length I'm gonna do her. So depending on the length of your mannequin, that's how you're gonna determine. She's already slightly shorter, so I think I may take off like an inch for her layers. You can take off a little bit less. I wouldn't say too much more, just as much as you need to take, just so you can actually see the cut. So again, I'm always gonna stand in front of, right in front of what I'm cutting. So I'm gonna show y'all here. I'm not gonna have it down, because I'm gonna start here in the center. I'm not gonna have it down like that on her nose. I'm just gonna hold it out like this, not a lot of tension. So I'm holding it in my hand, but I'm not pulling it tight. Because most people have a growth pattern here in the middle, like a cow leg or a little swirl. Once you pull that, it's gonna pop up shorter. So you don't wanna pull tension. You wanna make sure everything is combed together. Not split on her nose, combed together, but not pulled so tight. Again, I'm gonna put my hands in position. Ring finger in, pinky on the tang. Since I'm combing, I'm gonna palm my shears, and I'm gonna step in front of her. I'm not gonna cut that entire section. I wanna make sure I have control. So I'm just gonna comb from the base to the ends and cut my guide in the center, then I'll blend the sides to it. That's gonna be my guide. Making sure all the hair is combed together. Your hair should be smooth when you're about to cut. Not some hair roughed up like that and I'm just combing the bottom. Everything should be smooth, even if you're not pulling tight with tension. And because it's going past my second knuckle, I'm gonna resection. What am I supposed to do if I dry my comb? A little weight here. Let me just get that off. Now I can move on with my actual guide for the entire haircut. Take my next section. Now I'm gonna start holding this hair up. I'm gonna put her down. That's gonna be my guide. And so for me, I can see that better vertically. So I'm gonna cut from here. If that section is too wide, you can go horizontal. It doesn't matter if you switch between horizontal or vertical while doing the haircut. As long as you're following your guide, the haircut will come out balanced. And so also, remember the lady was putting her comb on the head to see where to hold the hair? This part of your comb, wherever you put it on the head, that's where you're gonna hold that hair for that actual section. So it's gonna change every section of the head. On the sides, it'll be here. In the back, it's always gonna change. So it goes with the curve of the head. So since I have my guide here in the front, I'm gonna stand in front of her to cut that. I want my guide to be right on the side where I'm at. I don't wanna have to try to look through that hair for my guide. So I'm gonna step in front here. Put my comb to see where I'm supposed to hold that hair. And I'm gonna cut at my guide. And this is for my entire center section. Now I have two guides. I have a guide here on the side and this guide that I can clearly see. Excuse me. So again, that head is starting to curve, so my position of where I'm holding the hair is gonna change a little bit. So put it right on that section and see where it's gonna be. And I went a little lower than what they did in the video, so that when I come to this center part here, because I'm gonna make this a part of my guide also, I'll have enough to actually go down. Morning. I'll bring you already shampooed her?
No.
Okay, I'll bring it.
Thank you.
So this is gonna be my last section in the back. Just to check where the hair is gonna be held. It's gonna be here. Now that I have that, that is gonna be my guide for the front two sections. I'm gonna split that in half and put half on each side.
So you're starting with the middle of the head?
So now I'm gonna do it to like it's just 4 sections like we typically do. So half of this guide will go to one side, half of this guide will go to the back. And I'm gonna put this up because we're gonna work these front two sections first. Anything I'm not working with, I'm gonna clip it out of my way. So I'm gonna keep my little center section out in the back, but I want to clip up this hair I'm not using. And I'll show y'all. Help me finish my guide down this center section. But we'll worry about that once we get back here. See that? So now we're gonna work this front. Let's start on this side. So our guide is in the center, so that's what we're going to be looking when we come here. So we're going to part these sections horizontally down. And again, just keep everything out of your way so you're not confused on what to cut. Even after you cut it, if you need to clip that section out the way, that's perfectly fine. And I'll try to remember to do that. I kind of just comb mine to the side. So everything, only thing is out is what I'm working with. So now, this is where our hair should be held. If we put our comb on the head, you can clearly see your guide. That's all you're taking off. Put my fingers up to there. As I work my way down the head, that's where that movable guide is gonna be. Don't wanna take your sections too big or a big leap, or else it'll leave a gap. So this is where my hair should be. Let's make sure it's flat on the head. My hair should be here, that's what I'm cutting. Before I move on, make sure there's not a little weight point there. Every step is a different section, a different place where you're cutting that hair. Even here, all the way down the head, look. Look how that comb changes. So your sections can't be too big because you want to make sure you're getting all that you're supposed to cut. So now, remember we have a guide in the center, but now since we've cut this, we have a guide in the center and a guide in front of us. So I'm gonna take my next section. Comb this out of my way. And if this is too big of a section, you can take some of this from the front, or it's still a smaller section, you can take that entire section. Just make sure your hand position is correct. If you need to check with your comb, you can. Where my hair should be held. If it's nothing to cut, I'm not gonna worry about it. If it's something to cut, then I'm gonna cut. It's just a little bit. It's my guide. I'm taking off this. Falls out of my hand, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'll catch it when I resection. I'm not gonna force it. And my body position is all incorrect. I'm supposed to be right here in front of what I'm cutting, but I'm kind of trying to stay out the way. So keep that in mind. You're gonna be right in front of what you're cutting, not reaching around your client, not reaching around the mannequin. You're gonna be right here. So this is the section I'm working with. This is exactly where I'm gonna be. So this section is completed. Get it out of my way. I don't have to move any of it to the other section because I already have some of my guide that I split in the middle. So I'm just gonna clip this out of my way. So same thing on this side. This guide is already centered because that's where we started. Come down with a horizontal parting. Get this out of my way because this has not been cut. Where do I hold my hair? Put my comb on the head. That's my guide, the shorter part. And when you are sectioning off your parts, make sure your hand is following your comb. Like that. Don't, and then slide your hand down because that hair is crinkled back up. So it's your comb and your fingers together. Because you want to make sure everything is straight and smooth. Same thing on the two sections. Any questions so far? And watch how my hand position changes on different parts of the head. It's not always possible to do palm to palm. Depending on if you're doing vertical, horizontal, what area you are on the head, that's what's going to determine how you hold your hands.